In Cards, I decided to let the game choose my deck for me in a little experiment that I'm hoping you will enjoy. Please join me today as we play through a game with a completely random deck on Legendary Tactics. So in today's video, I discovered this neat feature when I was doing some deck building. If you click on your new deck, and I'm going to choose Soviet as the main nation with a US ally, and then if you close the menu, it says that you don't have any cards. Would you like to finish the deck automatically? Sure, let's do that. And that created Soviet deck number 3, which is what I'm going to attempt to win with in today's video. So just an interesting, I guess, variant. I don't know how the game chooses the cards, if there's some sort of algorithm it's following, or if it just picks them randomly, but it's an interesting experiment to see how strong this deck actually ends up being. And so I wanted to take some time to do a playthrough and show you the results here. But if you're looking for something, as far as mixing things up and, just getting a new deck design, you can always adjust it from there. But see what what cards the program chooses. And anyway, so we're the U.S. Main nation with the U.S. as our ally. And we're up against a U.S. British deck, and they played one of my favorite cards, that really cheap 2/2 that I love playing in the early game with my U.S. deck. Now I'm actually not drawing particularly well. I don't have any options at the moment. Fortunately, early game, you don't generally need to worry about taking too much damage on your HQ at this stage. And I'm getting some really decent cards coming in. So I'm entering really this is going to be entering the sweet spot now, where I'm going to be able to really ramp up my my units and get some pretty powerful units on the board. At this fairly early stage still. And we've got some annoying units there for sure. But nothing to really worry about. They're not powerful enough at the moment to cause any issues. I can take 2 damage all day long. It's sometimes not even worry about my HQ, especially with a couple guard units. So it's not really a big concern. We'll have to see what other units are coming out, though, as my opponent's credits ramp up as well. So got to keep an eye out here. But overall, I kind of like my hand. My opponent uses for the king to eliminate a fairly weak armored unit. So I'm happy about that because I pick up a T70 and can get another guard unit down if I want to. But I'm kind of mulling over my options. I got a very full hand. My opponent's down to 3 cards, so I feel like I'm definitely in the driver's seat, even though my opponent controls the front line. It's with some pretty weak units that I can probably dispose of fairly soon. That wonderful Russian 1/8 guard card is just awesome. It is such a great card, especially in this kind of situation, just fending off the weaker units in the early game. It's great. So didn't have the credits to take advantage of the blitz with the T-34 or whatever, but then my opponent pays 5 credits to put a card on top of my deck again, which is very surprising. That's a pretty expensive card for that to get that effect. So I'm gonna try and empty my hand a little bit here, because I think I need to, just to make sure that we've got we're not going to be discarding any cards because my hand is full, which is always a good problem to have. So that managed to do some damage there, and looks like managed to get rid of my good unit there, but that's all right. I'm very surprised actually that there's not more units down. I mean, the Churchill's down, but that's the first unit that my opponent's played in a while. So But we're going to play the T70, get the guard down again, and we got everything very locked down as far as that goes. 5 credits left. I'm going to get another T34 in the game, and that's going to be enough strength to wipe out the British unit that's dominating the front line. Interesting card there again. Nothing too crazy. And finally eliminates that 1-8, and the Churchill attacks my 1 unit there. So overall, nothing too impressive. We've got some good opportunities here to really do some damage. I was just checking on this card to see what was going on with it, and we got the shore bombardment, which is always welcome. I've got the mass attack, which is great as well, especially with 3 units down. That's going to be pretty valuable. So there's lots of interesting combos here that I can look at. So I'm going to take out that unit. I wasn't able to take out the Churchill quite because of the heavy armor, and then I'm going to repair that unit again. And then I'm kind of stuck. I don't have any real options as far as playing. And my units are pinned. I don't really have a great option as far as taking out the Churchill, so I'm just going to sit tight and wait until next turn. I've got a very full support line, and there's not a lot that my opponent can do about it. Again, just really weak units. It's quite surprising. I've been up against some really good opponents lately, and it's been really challenging. So this one was surprising in terms of how weak the opponent's deck is. I'm managing okay. I actually have got a full hand of cards. I like the ones I have. So I think the algorithm did a pretty decent job. Now, I mean, I'm going to take out that unit there in the support line because that is a potential threat. And then we're going to just whittle the enemy units away, just trying to decide which ones I want to attack with which units. And I'm down to 0 credits. I have that 1 tank in the support line, just kind of thinking, do I advance it or what do I do? But in the end, I decided not to. I believe I had the opportunity, but now it's just an opportunity to advance full on and get as many, to start to do real damage to the enemy HQ. I don't really see with just that 1 British unit and 2 cards in hand how they're going to be able to stop things from happening. As you'll notice, I played my T-34 with the Blitz ability and then advanced it right away. That is at least in part because of some of the helpful comments of my viewers who have been noticing I'm not taking advantage of that ability with my tanks, with my vehicles. So thank you very much for that. Losing a unit on the front line, not the end of the world. I've got plenty of options here. The half-track ability, I don't know if it's worth using on the units that are there, but certainly shore bombardment. Going to beef up that T-34. That's going to be a pretty monster unit now. We just have to take out this guard unit, and then we can start hammering the HQ. We'll take out this this weak unit here as well. It's going to cost me my little tank there, but that's okay. We are in a position to end the game here. Unless there's some magic cards that are being held back by my opponent, I don't see much in the way of anything that my opponent can do. And even if my opponent does play something crazy like a guard, I don't know, he reduces the strength of my T-34. So it's, yeah, just thanks for the game. There's not much left on this one. So all together, not too bad. I felt that the deck that the algorithm put together was actually pretty good, and I think it was a fun deck to play. So if you're looking to mix things up, I would recommend that you just choose an empty deck slot and tell the game to pick the cards for you and see where it goes. So anyway, hope this video was entertaining for you, and hope you got some value out of it. If you did, please take a moment to like, comment, and subscribe down below. And we will see you here next time on Legendary Tactics.